Right, welcome to the channel. So I've been asked numerous times, what's the update with the Alien universe? What's going on? Now, of course, that's because we've had the Disney Fox acquisition and we've been hung out to dry. We just don't know what's going on. I always said I would keep you up to date, and today I thought this was kind of a non-news, I guess, but it is interesting nonetheless, so I think we'll delve into it. There were a bunch of games planned and in development that have been scrapped as a result of the Disney Fox acquisition. This is no surprise. These things get scrapped all the time anyway. That's kind of why I thought it was non-news. But I do think that the premise is interesting behind them anyway. And I will say, I don't actually think that where this was coming from would have lent itself to them being actually very, very good, if that makes any sense. So basically, we've got a new reason to hate Disney, but also err on the side of caution, because I don't think that these would have turned out particularly great. And I'll get to it why. I think anyone who knows alien lore would have gone, ugh, that does not sound good. So Cliff Bleszinski, who is the former design director of Epic Games and the founder of Boss Key Productions, he stated that his studio itself was in talks to create new games for the Alien franchise. So it's 2 new games, basically. Now, he did go on, this is all on Twitter, he went on to reveal that basically they got lost in the shuffle with the Disney acquisition of 20th Century Fox. Okay, now, this is why I don't think they're particularly great. Like him being, part of Epic Games and things like that, I don't care about that. I don't think he's the man for it. If they had said, yes, Rebellion were doing it, then I'd definitely go, oh, okay. Or even Monolith. I don't even think Monolith exists anymore, but Rebellion and Monolith were the people that did the original AVP games. So, if it had come out and it was them that were doing it, then it would have got my attention. But Cliff Bleszinski of Epic Games, I literally couldn't think of a worse person outside of Disney to be making a game set in the Alien universe. Now, he went on and said, look, fun fact, before BKB shut down, we were in talks to do a new game in the Aliens franchise with Fox. Then Disney brought them, and that got lost in the shuffle. Darn it. To which someone else replied, Frederik Schreiber said, this is crazy. We were in the talk about the exact same thing. New Aliens FPS. Taking place at Hadley's Hope. 4-player co-op. Almost went through. Happened right around the time at the Disney acquisition. And when that happened, it all fell to the ground. Now, Frederik Schreiber is, he's managing director of Slipgate Iron, Ghost Runner Games, Bombshell Game, basically done a whole bunch of non-game games. Again, no one which I would have said is particularly, doesn't really have a great resume for the Alien universe. 3D Realms is fine. I'm not poo-pooing any of these game companies, by the way, but we're talking about them being, and handling the Alien universe. That's the issue here. So when I see these people, I don't look at them and go, oh yeah, great, absolutely fantastic for for the Alien universe. That's not what I'm seeing here. So anyway, Cliff Bleszinski replied, said, look, no kidding, and yeah, the Disney thing screwed the pooch for us too. To which both of them kind of went on to reveal, right? We had Frederik Schreiber said, yep, the game was called Aliens Hadley's Hope. We went quite far into pre-production before the Disney Fox acquisition, and then we had to cancel it and move on with something else. Maybe someday. I bet yours is very different than ours. So Frederik Schreiber's, his was quoted, Aliens, a misfitting mix of colonists and marines fight together for their lives against a protective alien queen who's willing to do whatever it takes to safeguard her eggs. It was a story world-driven PvE multiplayer adventure shooter dripping with atmosphere, lore and suspense, and long-range plans to add new content for years. So that was by Slipgate, Ironworks and 3D Realms. Now again, that's not really a compelling narrative, I don't think. A misfitting mix of colonists and marines fight together for their lives against the protective alien queen who's willing to do whatever it takes to safeguard her eggs. Those two quotes there are very contradictory. The alien queen safeguarding her eggs is only going to be safeguarding her eggs if they're attacking. So, you've got two from a narrative perspective, that just doesn't make any sense. It sounds like, well, if the colonists and Marines didn't go and attack the alien queen, they'd be alive, right? Do you see what I mean? So that's a bit poo. And then the other game's concept which came out was, this was, again, like a part of it anyway. Part of this particular one was players group up to battle the alien queen and her relentless swarm of alien protectors. The game requires teamwork and tactics in order to make progress through each level. Only after surviving several levels will the team face off against an alien queen in her well-guarded lair. Unluckily for players, there are numerous alien queens. This planet is a breeding ground with literally dozens of queens and their hives. The initial release of the game will have several unique settings of levels, each with its own style and challenges. Levels will be packed with mission-critical goals and also side goals like the egg hunt that can reveal extra loot, additional story nuggets, and alien lore Easter eggs. Well, it sounds like you're messing with the lore there anyway, and anyone with any basic understanding of the lore would have gone, what? Why are there colonists on this planet if there's dozens of alien queens and dozens of hives? It don't make no sense, bro. You just wouldn't have colonists. There'd be no point. You just send in Marines. So that doesn't make any sense. I don't really like the sound of that at all. I just don't think that's a good concept. And like I said, that was from Slipgate, Ironworks, and 3D Realms. Now, the other thing is, so the more specific part about Bleszinski's was Bleszinski stated that his game would have been a first-person shooter with players stepping into the role of like a grown-up Newt who was grown up and living on Earth. So it kind of ignores Alien 3 and obviously Alien Resurrection. And then the story would have seen Weyland-Yutani weaponizing the aliens, check this out for a name drop, in a Black Mesa-style facility, which would ultimately result in all hell breaking loose. Bleszinski stated that Ripley would be alive and would serve as your Cortana, so she'd just be on the other end of the phone, and that Newt would then have a bishop-like android named Casey, obviously inspired by Newt's doll in the film Aliens. So he said, I always said I'd never want to work on someone else's IP, only exceptions for me personally, Aliens and Transformers. I don't think any of this sounds good, to be honest. I don't think any of this sounds good at all. I think this is bad. Misfitting mix of colonists and Marines fighting, dozens of alien eggs. You got Newt on Earth, first-person shooter. Look, first things first, Frederik Schreiber's Slipgate one sounds literally like microtransactions and loot crates galore, especially when they say, the quote about unlock the egg hunt can reveal extra loot and all of this. That's just, you're talking about loot crates there. And microtransactions. Again, microtransactions galore. The other one, Cliff Bleszinski, his kind of resume with respect to Epic Games and stuff like that, I don't think he would have been the man to handle this. None of these people sound like they understand the alien lore. It sounds like they like it, but it doesn't sound like they understand it at all. I mean, the fact that they're just going to ignore the events of Alien 3, that would have irritated quite a lot of people. A lot of people would have liked it, of course, as well. But the fact that they're just going, oh yeah, Black Mesa style facility, yeah, we'll just do that. Just name drop that, shall we? No, I don't like the sound of this. That's not for me. But it might be for you guys, so I thought I'd bring you this news because I do find it interesting. And it never fails to astound me how studios go and give out the IP to people that, in my eyes anyway, just definitely don't understand what they're doing. Frederik Schreiber sounds terrible. The Slipgate one's awful. A misfitting mix of colonists and Marines. They've got to fight a protective alien queen who's willing to defend her eggs. Well, just get off the planet then, you'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make any goddamn sense at all. So I thought you'd like this. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. You guys might be a bit more forgiving than me, but when it comes to Alien, I'm quite up on it. I don't really want people playing in that sandbox who have utterly no idea. And these two sound like they've got no idea. So yeah, like I say, if it was Rebellion and Monolith, I'll be all game for that. Hell yes. But not these two plebs. Anyway, guys, let me know down below if you're new here. Do hit subscribe. Stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Mr. H. Take care.